Okay, we're live. What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. We're almost through another, crazy week in the world of Web3. Crazy week in general, man. Looking at those CPI reports coming in hot, seeing the market go crazy, tech stocks crashing. I love it, man. I love all the degen stuff going on. It's the best time to be alive, man. That being said, we got an awesome show for everybody today, man. It's going to be a good one. We're going to be dealing with Astar Degens who are bridging over to Soneium. If you don't know, Soneium is Sony's blockchain, their subsidiary, Sony Blockchain Digital Labs. It's going to be pretty epic, man. There's some crazy IPs going on here. And if you know anything about Astar Degens, they're OGs in the game, man. They've been doing it from day one over there on Astar, which is going to be pretty awesome to see them coming over. And the amazing company that is facilitating all this is NFT Bridges. We have Elon over here. The one and only, who's, they've done some incredible work over there, which I'm really excited to share with you guys. They have like a whole beta thing going on, all that good stuff. How you guys feeling today, man?
It's a great morning.
Great. I'm just appreciative of being on, man. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one, man. I think this is going to be cool. I want you guys to get an opportunity to kind of jump in, let everybody know what's going on here about everything that you guys are doing. But we're going to do all that and more in a little bit. I'm going to shoot some links out to everybody so we can do some posting around. Hey, what's up? And is that Matt, your partner there, Elon? What's his name?
Excuse me, who are you talking about?
M. Lang.
Micha Lang, yeah. This is our head of marketing and community. He's one of the founders of NFT Bridges, and is definitely, I would say, my biggest support all the time when we need to do big things like we're doing with Astar.
Okay. All right. Let's see. And we're almost locked in. We're going to send a couple more of these out. And let's see. We're ready. I think we're ready to rock and roll, boys. All right. That being said, guys, we got an awesome show today. Stay tuned. Let's lock in. Hey, what's up, guys? So, man, big topic of the day, obviously, as we've been discussing, Astar Degens bridging over to Soneium. I want to get into the weeds, like just jump straight in. Yo, so Var, I mean, tell me a little bit about this, what prompted this, obviously for those out there that they don't know about, what the relationship is between the two chains. So I think this would be a great opportunity to get some people in there.
Yeah, so pretty much the thought process was Sony was going to be kind of like the entertainment distribution layer for pretty much Astar token and Astar. And so a lot of the dApps that were on Astar network are also bridging over or having some functionality there. And with our particular NFTs, one of the purposes was we wanted to be able to have them integrated into video games and things of that nature, in addition to the other utility that it has with the decentralized VC and being able to vote on the Astar network. So because of so much activity and Sony being a powerhouse when it comes to entertainment and it comes to all these different segments such as music and movies and video gaming, since this activity is going to be here, we thought it'd be great, especially since Astar's team, Startail and Soda are the ones heading that. So with the two different communities pretty much doing so much together, we kind of want to be the NFT and kind of the voice of the community from not just Astar network, but Soneium as well, because they're so intertwined. They're just so intertwined. And we do believe most of the activity seems like it's going to be going over to the Sonium chain. So that's where we want to kind of be. So that was kind of the thought process there. There's some different things that we still are looking at as well, but that's essentially it. And building some partnerships when it comes to this active chain of Sonium.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And then Elon, want to introduce yourself, what it is that you guys do, and give people a feel for what it is that you guys are facilitating.
Of course. Good morning, everyone. And again, thanks for the opportunity to talk to all of you. Sorry. So my name is Ilan. I'm the founder of NFT Bridges. NFT Bridges is building a pipeline of liquidity between blockchains in the form of NFTs. We figured out a while ago that NFTs are not liquid, definitely not liquid as fungible tokens. And because of that, it's hard for the market actually to grow and become as important as it needs to be in the Web 3.0 environment. So we built a set of bridges, still building a set of bridges to make NFT liquid, to be able to give collections the ability to distribute the collections on different chains, and giving the collectors the opportunity to validate and to monetize their NFT assets in the chain that is the most appropriate for that, where they can make the most money. We have bridges right now between Ethereum, Polygon, Flow, Solana, Base, BSC, and the latest set of bridges on the EVM side is between Astar and Sonium, obviously. We also have bridges to Stacks, which is an L2 on Bitcoin, and to Bitcoin. We can actually take NFTs from any of the chains that I mentioned before and make them into ordinals on Bitcoin. The relationship with Astar is actually long. I mean, we've signed an MOU with Astar really when I just started NFT Bridges about 2 years ago, but we didn't get to build a bridge yet. And at the time, there was not enough, I would say, demand. I mean, it wasn't like a priority in terms of what Astar was trying to do. But when we were approached by Astar to discuss what's happening with the Astar Degens, I got really excited. And I think what we're doing is something that is historic in Web3. We are a Chainlink build company, meaning that we are supported and helped by Chainlink in what we're doing, and we integrated the most secure cross-chain protocol, CCIP, into the NFT bridge that we have. And all of the transfers of NFT between chains that support CCIP, such as Astar and Sonium, are actually done by that protocol and being governed and secured by Chainlink vast network of validators.
Can you explain slightly for people out there, maybe just a brief overview of CCIP?
Sure. So CCIP is a cross-chain protocol. The acronym is Cross-Chain Interoperability Protocol. It is the most prevalent cross-chain protocol out there. It was never hacked. There are thousands of validators from Chainlink who actually validate every transaction, decentralize the system, and keeps it safe. So when you move an Astar Degen between Astar and Sonium, the transfer is going to be governed by CCIP. It will be validated thousands of times by the network of validators, and it will be made sure by a decentralized network that everything is quote unquote kosher. Everything works out, and you will be able to get your NFT in your Sonium wallet address. The CCIP protocol is the most prevalent protocol for DeFi. The claim by Chainlink is that there are trillions of dollars that have been move to the protocol, but Chainlink actually has very little presence in the NFT world, and I believe that they took us into the Chainlink build program to actually have presence in this market segment where they were not present before. I believe, according to all the research that we have done, that moving the Astar-Soneium, which is a 10,000 piece collection, if we actually the community decide to move most of it, it will be the biggest NFT CCIP transactions ever. It won't be and we were not warned but advised by the technical team in Chainlink to let them know before we start mainnet, because they think that it might kind of clog up CCIP because of the volume of the transactions. So we definitely intend to do that, and we are actually having a test run right now on testnet, and we have a bunch of people already that successfully moved the NFTs.
Yeah, let's get that link up for everybody while you're continuing there. Let's see.
Sure.
I'll post that down below for everybody in the comments, guys. If you want to be a part of this test, this beta test, this movement, listen, guys, I'm going to post a link down in the comments. Make sure you go to the link, you click on that stuff, and you go check this out, man. This is actually pretty cool. It's history in the making. If you want to be a part of history, this is an opportunity for you to do just that. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
It's the intentional clog up for me.
Yeah, right. It's just listen. There's no such thing as bad publicity. No matter what's happening, they're just like these motherfuckers are clogging up the chain.
That's right. Let's test it.
True degens, man. I love it.
Yeah, I love it also, and thank you for putting the link out there. So we want to encourage people to test. We want the more we test on testnet, the better chance of everything going perfectly on mainnet. So the Google form that you mentioned, people just need to kind of put their Discord ID, the Twitter, and the wallet address. It's those IDs are just so we can communicate with them and let them know if they want something. We will send testnet tokens, Astar testnet tokens that are called SPY. It's on the Shibuya network, and they will be able to use those tokens to move the NFT. We also have a testnet contract for the Astar-Soneium, so users can mint test NFTs and they can move them using those tokens. We intend to raffle. We have a few mainnet Astar-Soneium, and we will raffle those to people who participate in the test. I believe that the value of the NFT is about 500 Astars right now. I looked at Tofu NFT market before. I think that the floor price was 500. And we will also, everybody who will participate in the test will get Teleport token when we will launch the token. We intend to launch the token in April. And we intend to launch the token on a protocol called CCT. It's, again, a Chainlink protocol that allows the token to be native in different chains at the same time. So it works in a way that you mint, let's say, 100 tokens on base. And then if you want to have some of the tokens on flow, you burn 10 token on base and mint 10 on flow. And basically, those tokens are native to the chain. You don't need to swap them. You don't need to make any change to them. And it's very good in terms of gas fees and makes all transactions easy and inexpensive. So we will give those Teleport tokens to people who will participate in the Astar-Soneium test. So come and get it, please.
That's interesting. So would your bridge, just out of curiosity, would that allow batch transfers? Or are you able to do?
So it is amazing that you asked that, because we are actually working on that now. The only reason that that we are not doing the mainnet right now is because we want to enable batch transactions.
Okay.
And we are working on it. And we did a few, but they're a little buggy still. So we want to spend a few more days to debug everything, and then we will have people on testnet move numerous NFTs in one transactions, just to make sure that everything is going exactly as it should. And we want to make the transfer as efficient as possible, definitely gas wise. And when you can move a few NFTs in a time, then the gas fees obviously will be less for the user.
I love it. I love that you guys are on top of it. I love the guys that you're focusing on the security of it. You're focused on, ensuring that everything's done the right way instead of rushing it. Because unfortunately, a lot of people do tend to do that. Some of the difficulties, I wanted to talk about some of the differences between obviously bridging over tokens or bridging over NFTs. Are there any particular differences in between those?
It's completely different, unfortunately. Bridging tokens is, if I might sound vain, I'm not, but it's really easy. It's really easy. They're all the same. It actually doesn't matter, like which one you transfer it, and it's the same with NFTs because each one is unique, and you have to deal with a bunch of factors to make sure that the NFT is going to be exactly the same on the destination channel. Then, in a way, it is an exercise in, I would say, it's not recreating, but it's a way it's mapping. You have to map everything on one chain, and you have to remap on the other chain and make sure that everything is the same. And this is actually what NFT bridging is. With fungible token bridging, you have none of that. You basically lock token or burn token. You just remint them. They're all the same. It doesn't matter if it's the same ID, if it's the same, because it's only about value, not about uniqueness. Because NFTs are unique, the process of bridging is much more complex. And we took this on just because I encountered this liquidity problem in a previous company that I have called Open Art Source.
Mhm.
And that company, what we built a way to mint NFTs for physical art. And this was long before RWA became so popular. And we had an NFT collection on Stacks called the Arties. It was the first 3D collection on Stacks. And we were able to sell 1,700 NFTs out of 2,500. We couldn't sell the rest. I could not understand why. We worked so hard, and we thought, I thought we were doing things right. There was a lot of excitement in the community for the collection, etc. But then I spoke to the head of marketing for the whole of the Stacks network, and he told me that at the time there were only 500 people in the world who had more than 100 stacks in their wallet.
Yeah, so this is the thing that a lot of people don't realize, man. There's still like a war for TVL that goes on. Like more and more people want to jump in this space because they want to be early, and that's the right approach, right? Like you want to be early, particularly to something like this, in an industry like this, just like with any tech industry. But the reality is still getting those adopters because, as we talked about in yesterday's episode, we had a pretty cool episode with some guys on from a big Dex over here on Sonium. The reality is that a lot of people don't care about the buzzword stuff. They don't care about any of that. They don't care about blockchain. They don't care about any of the things that we talk. They just want to know that it does what they want. So, like for example, nobody even knows what the word we laughed about this because I don't even know, but nobody really knows what the word ATM even stood for, like automated transaction machine. Like, you know what I mean? You go to the bank and you're just like, listen, man, just give me my money. And the reality is the one thing I tell normals or normies, as we like to call them, and I say, hey, you know how like most banks are closed on Sundays? Well, at 2 a.m., I'm over there swapping my stables. So like, at the end of the day, I'm able to get my money exactly when I want it, when I need it. And I think that's important and what people need to understand. We were looking at stable statistics because I'm huge on stables. Like I talk to people about this all the time, the yields that you can earn on it. Like everyone's paying attention to shitters and meme coins, and it's just not where the real money in the next wave and the movement's going to be, because big corporations, they don't care about 30% volatile swings. Like nobody wants to sit there and worry about waking up in the morning. So like the next wave is going to be pretty boring, no different than cloud technology. So I think what you're doing with NFT bridges is actually really excellent. VAR, I mean, you guys jumping into this, I imagine in the beginning this has to be all like mumbo jumbo to you guys. Like, I mean, what's your take on this as well? I mean, it's going to be awesome seeing you guys move over to Sonium, bridging over. What were some of the feelings? Like, how did this relationship initially come about, and what were some of maybe the questions and feelings and things for other projects that are thinking about, perhaps going through this that you could kind of touch on?
Yeah. So part of the process actually was we knew that we wanted to be involved with Sonium. So that was the main thing. We knew that based on discussions in the community, based on the forums and what people were talking about in terms of even the marketing campaigns from the Astar network, all was involved in Sonium. So we're like, okay, well, obviously, that's kind of the direction that everything's going. So the first step was actually brainstorming how that was going to look. Was it going to be a new collection? Was it going to be a bridge? Was it going to be, what is the cost of all these different things? That's a big one. Like, with the market also on a downswing where we're thinking we're going to be in a bull market, but then you get this volatility. So, with a lot of our assets being in crypto, that also means that our disposable income and amount that we have to be able to put towards projects, put towards other ideas that we have. And then we do voting. So we got to lock some of our coins to vote on these. So we have so many different things going on. At the end of the day, what ended up coming down to what was feasible, where do we believe the activity was going to be, and then what is a secure way of trying to do it, a smart way of trying to do it. And so that's how we got with NFT Bridges. We had one of our, I think it was Poker Warrior. There's 6 council members. I'm one of the 6. I deal with the partnerships and I deal with the media. That's why I do like the AMAs. But there's other people on the team that had some discussions with NFT Bridges. That was one of the discussions. So, but it really started with the brainstorming and what was the best way to be involved with Sonium. And then in addition to that, one of the unique features that NFT Bridges has is, like we were talking about, the CCIP with the with Chainlink, with the nature of you always hear about bridges necessarily having issues. That particular feature, them having it was something that stood out to me personally overall. So that was kind of the mindset there. Was just brainstorming what type of things we wanted to do to be involved. And that's how me and you started to talk, because we were even talking to different Sonium projects. We just got finished doing a campaign also with Xstar. And we have something with some other different projects as well. So, I've been pretty involved, talking to, Posse. So that was the main thing, kind of getting a game plan and roadmap of what we want to achieve and accomplish. Now we are, as we're talking about here, we're doing the testing of the bridge, and now it's going to, I've also done some discussions with, what is it called? Snap. It's a Snapshot. So Snapshot is the place where where DAOs and stuff can do voting.
Yeah.
But you got to think of, there's always a cause and effect, right? All right. Our collection is on Astar. Our voting is on Astar. Our NFTs, one of the big utilities of our NFTs to get things approved, like large money transactions or investments on particular projects, we vote. So what does that look like when we move to Sonium? So I had discussions with Snapshot to be able to try to see, are they going to be, when are they going to be?
Yeah, we've used Snapshot in the past as well for us. Yeah.
So
it's pretty good though. It is good though. It is a good service though.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying. But now they have to have it added for Sonium. So I had that discussion with Astar. I actually reached out to Astar Network to try to get that started, because that's another thing. So we have to ask ourselves, when the collection moves, what features might not be available if you got half your NFTs or more on a different chain. Now we can't do the on-chain voting that we need to do to accomplish something. So there's different things we got to work out, just overall. So the main challenge was having that vision of where A-Star Network was going, what was the best plan, either launching a feasible plan was launching either a new collection or transfer a collection, and then what are possible risks and possible things that could happen once the collection moves, if that's the way we went. And that's obviously that's the direction we're thought was best overall, was having the bridge between both networks and then kind of going from there. But yeah, those were some of the challenges. Hopefully I answered the question.
No, yeah, it was excellent, man. How did the community overall feel about it? Was there any, general sentiment from the community about bridging over? Obviously, some people are still learning about the Soneium ecosystem. You'd be surprised. Like when I was in East Denver, I'd be having conversations with some pretty big protocols and pretty well-known individuals. And it's like, yeah, who are you here with? I'm like, yeah, I'm here with Posse. We're building over with the Soneium team. And they're like, Soneium? I'm like, yeah, the guys with Sony. And they're like, they didn't know. Some guys didn't know at first. And then once they realized, it was great because it was a great chance to onboard a lot of people. A lot of people have heard of it, but what they didn't know is that how involved Sony is with it. Actually, recently, it's really cool. If you go over to the Sony website, on actually like Sony.com, like Sony was just talking about it. They list through all their initiatives and everything that they're currently working on. And one of the major things that they talked about was the blockchain, and which was really cool. I thought that was, it really showcases that they're pushing, they're making an initiative, to try to get people involved and stuff like that. And I think it's going to be awesome. We've already seen some new, groups get involved with. There's right now something we're going to be doing, huge Soneium, I think town hall on Friday or Saturday. And there's like a famous Japanese music group. There's, they're going to be launching a whole NFT collection. It's going to be pretty cool. And then now they're bringing more and more IPs slowly but surely. On OpenSea, they just did an ABO. It was called ABO. If you remember that bot when you remember in the 90s, that little bot Sony came out with, the dog bot?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They did like a commemorative 25, 30 years, whatever the hell it was, some really long anniversary NFT drop. And I was just shocked because they're now bringing real IPs on chain. So, I mean, obviously it's going to be the IPs that matter that people want to see, but that takes a little bit more negotiation, I'm sure, before you can get Spider-Man launching. But I think about the implications. Like, can you just imagine where you go to the movie theater to see a movie, and then next thing you know, part of your movie ticket purchase is a digital asset that you can download from an app. I mean, it's just, it's mind blowing, the distribution channel, what it's capable of, achieving if it pull it off. That being said, what are some of the things that perhaps you're excited for, VAR, to see, before I have a few questions for you as well, Elon, that you're excited to potentially see happening over here on chain? What do you think we need to, in order to move the needle and stuff like that?
You talking to me?
We need to get that. We need to get that A-Star DJing collection into that Posse.
We got you guys. Listen, the new market. You're gonna love the new market. Like, honestly, we're pretty excited. We're finally coming out of the alpha. We built our own, the first indexer for NFTs on Sony, and we're really excited about that. Going to be offering that to a lot of people as like a white glove type of thing. But what I'm more excited about is this new version of this market. Like, you guys, I just want you to see it. Like, it's the way the data is laid out. It's just everything. It's not anything that's out there. It really is cool.
But in all seriousness, I do want to see the creativity. This is like going to be a creative chain. There's going to be video games. There's going to be music, and the excitement that comes with a Sony's name to something. Yeah. So
we need the content creators, though. You said it. The key word is the content creators.
Right. It's got to start there, because that's going to bring in the crowd. But then also, like we talked about, that web 2.5, where it's easy, where I want to see it become easy, like the ATM we talked about earlier.
Yep.
They don't need to know all these little cliches, these little word salads and stuff like that. We got going on. We just need, hey, it works. It's like going to a regular website, and it's simple, clean, and easy. And that's what I'm excited for. I'm excited for when mainstream is able to just utilize it, and it just be an ATM, and they don't even know what ATM is. Just let my money work for itself. So that's that's one of the things that I'm hoping for, because I believe keep it simple, stupid. When things are simple, it allows there to be more comfort, when it's not confusing and all that, it allows there to be more activity and it'll bring more people. So that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Where do you see the next steps for you, Elon? Like, you guys are facilitating these bridging of a lot of these projects, which is really exciting for you guys. This is a great time of growth for you guys where you're getting a lot of attention. I was going to ask you, where do you see the next steps going from here? Like, as we start to see more projects and IPs and things being onboarded in Sony, like building out this entertainment layer. And I know you guys are working with Chainlink. What's your next direction? Where are you guys heading from here?
So again, so there's like the things that we're doing now and the things that we intend to do. Those are kind of slightly different. So right now we are really focusing, definitely in terms of work on the Astar Degens right now. But we have another 16 collections who are waiting for us to get to them. So we're definitely going to do that when we are done with Astar. The things that we are focused on internally, we have our own NFT collection called the Ambassadors. And
Okay.
Ambassadors are a gamified type of collection where when you buy them, but they're going to be minted on base.
Mm-hmm.
So when you buy an ambassador, you immediately get into a drawing of anywhere between 100 to 100,000 teleport tokens. And we do not have any control over the drawing. We're using another Chainlink protocol, which is called VRF. It's a verified function something. And it's basically a randomization oracle. And the minute the NFT is minted, the oracle spits a number. And that number is the number of tokens that this wallet is going to get. And we have no idea what this number is going to be. We have no control over it. Everything is on chain. Everything is very transparent. People can see exactly what was assigned to them. And then we will airdrop those tokens on reveal day. So, so that's one thing. But then every time if you have this NFT on base and you decide to move it to Solana, you will participate in a drawing again. Every time that you will move it to another chain that we get to, you will get another chance to receive a large number of airdrop tokens to your wallet. So we created this gamification of the collection, and we want obviously people to participate. The reason to have this NFT is because this NFT for us is the key to the bridges economy. In order, you know what, I'm going to cut my video just for 1 second because I need to kind of connect my phone to
charger.
To a charger. I'll be with you in the video. But
It's not good.
Yeah. So we're doing that, but then just as I said before, the decentralization is really important for us. And in order to do that, we need to do something similar to what Chainlink or Ethereum or many other chains have done. Let's create a network of validators. And we are doing that. So if you have the NFT in your wallet, you will be able to run a node. And the node will enable you to approve or disapprove transaction on the bridge. We hope to have, obviously, as many validators as possible. And those validators will get paid by with teleport token by NFT bridges just because they are securing and decentralizing the bridge. So this is, I would say, one of the biggest things that we are working on. Making the bridge decentralized is important because Chainlink doesn't get to all the chains. There are about 30 chains that the CCIP is active on. I'm sure there's going to be much more in the future, but it takes time. CCIP is complex, and we want to be able to have a decentralized and secure NFT transfers to chains that do not support CCIP also. We already have that, but we want to have it in a decentralized manner. So we are really working really hard on that and making sure that we protect the bridge and protect the users who are using the bridge. I think that one of the biggest use cases for us is actually in gaming. And that's why also the relationship with yourselves and Soneium is really important. We developed the bridge as an iframe. And it is important because right now most games, almost all of them, are being played on one chain, which restrict the game to the users of that chain.
Mhm.
Basically 100% of the assets in those games are NFTs, and we have an iframe that you can add to your game, you can add to your launchpad, you can add to your interface, and you can sell or give away those NFTs on any chain that you want. Bring people to your game. They bridge them on your interface to the chain where the game is being played, and you get new users from different chain, different liquidity pools, different players pool, and it allows game companies, game makers, creators to actually distribute the games across chain and tap into new audiences. I am a strong believer in Web 3.0 gaming. I think it is already big, but it will become much bigger. And it is. I don't see it using any other assets but some kind of an NFT as an asset. And we want to be the tool, the entity, the API, however you want to call it, that helps those games to actually grow and become as big as Web 2.0 games.
I agree. I think that is going to be crucial.
I had
Yeah,
a
I
que-
yeah, go for it. Yeah, go ahead, Var.
yeah. I had a quick question. Two things. I also want to make sure something don't get lost in the sauce because yeah, I don't know if everybody noticed, but he said pretty much A-Star Jesus is the first of like 15 or 16 other projects coming. So we paving the way. Look at our A-Star paving the way. A-Star Jesus. So I wanted to make sure that got
Yeah,
Of
highlighted.
course. Of course, of course.
But
you
but
are definitely the biggest one.
now my other question was it's kind of what you were talking about the bridging and seamless, but also back to the discussion we were talking about before with the simplicity and ease of use. So one of the things that we've had a discussion in the past about is the automation process and how AI might play a role in that. And so my question to both y'all is, how close or far are we from like just like a feature similar like ChatGPT, where you're just telling the AI agent to do this task,
Yeah,
hey,
I can
this
I
to
can
this to
I can
that.
answer this too. I can
Yeah.
answer that. I'll let you go to Elon. Uh Here's so one of the things that we're building is an AI engine, and we learned a lot through the years of this. If you don't know, our CTO Nick St. Germain was a former senior. He was a developer over at EA Games. We got a lot of guys that have been in the industry for quite some time, a little bit older. But the reality is this: a lot of people don't understand the steps and the things that are needed to pull this off, right? There's massive data sets, it's parsing, cleansing all this data, it's training the models, to ensure that they know what they need to do, it's creating the right APIs. We're close, but we still have a distance to go. For example, some of the things that we're looking to do is, how Unreal Engine has, it's a 3D developer, you can create your games in it. The thing that we're ultimately working towards right now is very much like Blender, but ChatGPT. Like, you can create 3D maps, meshes, characters, environments, entire levels, like mechanics. We want to be essentially an addition to Unreal. So just like Epic Games has Unreal Engine, Fortnite, and then they have their marketplace, same thing. Posse has our marketplace. We have Wanted, the game series, and then our engine, which is an AI engine. Essentially, the idea is to create the assets and mechanics to basically walk people through who don't know how to do blueprints, who don't know how to do coding. That's the idea. And the reason why I mention that is because I learned a lot along the way of the journey, and just making it all work. You know what I mean? There's a lot of details that has to go into place. You have to take into consideration, the software and the tech that you're working with. So saying how far anybody is off from that, I'd say we're pretty close. It's going to depend upon models getting better. It's going to depend upon, how affordable things are. That's another big part of it that people don't understand. But overall, we're pretty close to getting to a point where you can automate almost anything. Honestly, you can create prompts and say, hey, do this. It's just, remember, It's just like anything. The more that you abstract, the more that you automate, the more you're abstracting, right? You're having something do it for you. So sometimes that's where the danger can happen, right? It's when things are not just because they're automated doesn't mean it's always the best option. So, you're kind of making sure that you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's.
How
But
important how important is it that the industry gets to like where there are certain standards that everybody's kind of using so that there's not this
we're still learning that. That's the problem.
yeah,
They're like we're there. Their standards, just best practices as developers that we understand. But the reality is, publicly, there's still standards that are being kind of decided on, because the reality is regulation is not even caught up yet, to be quite
right,
honest with you. And really, it's one of those things where innovation often outpaces regulation, and that tends to be the things that slows us down a little bit, which is why a lot of us have been looking in the Web3 space. Probably the number one hindrance that's kind of stopped it from growing, ironically, is the regulation. So
and
it's going to be curious to see where it goes.
yeah. Gotcha. Yes, if that and the fragment, because that causes that fragmentation. We have different people using
Exactly.
different things, and you don't
It,
understand.
it it doesn't matter how many little guys. In this case, small businesses will make it great, but big businesses with distribution, unfortunately, are going to be the only ones that are going to bring on mass adoption. Because if we do it the way we're doing it now, it's going to take, years and years and years and years, right? Like, you're slow crawling it. But when you have these big corporations that get involved, I know people worry about that. I'm not worried about that at all. That's for another episode. But the reality is you need that, because they bring massive distribution channels. Think about it. Unreal Engine, let's use this example. Epic Games brought Unreal Engine. And if that's the case, then why wouldn't they be scared about someone building a better game than Fortnite? They're not. The reality is it's facilitating more and more people using their product and building within their product. That's free, no less, to download. So the reality is it's the same thing. If there's a big company that's going to be there, if you provide a good product for people to utilize, they're going to build within your product, and it's going to grow the space. There's a place for everybody within the industry. But that being said, Elon, what are your final thoughts? I know Var's had to head out. So
Yeah, so I think that it's kind of inevitable that it will happen. I think it's going to happen. We are looking at different AI agents for different things. We haven't deployed any of them yet. We're just kind of really checking what can be done. But what you said before, Val, that you want people to just kind of talk chat GPT style and then move the NFTs around or sell them or do whatever, it is going to happen. I think that I know that the number of searches in Google has dropped last month, the most since 2016. It was a huge drop in Google searches just because everybody I know is using ChatGPT or Claude or something to just get what they need. They
I
don't.
use the app. I have the app literally downloaded on my phone.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
I do also. Yeah, of course you do. So I think that people are just going to get used to it. Definitely younger people, but even older people like ourselves. I mean, it's convenient and it is the future. Everybody's going to do it. Whoever is not going to be ready with it is going to go away. So we intend to be ready. We intend to, but I want to be really careful because I think we're still, all of us, I think, are still learning it. And I want to deploy it in such a way where it help the audience and not going to hinder it. And obviously, the hallucinations have to go away somehow. Right now, they're still there, and NFTs are, their property. It's something. It has value. I don't want people to lose the NFT because ChatGPT decided that something is
exactly.
That's the biggest thing that's holding us back right now.
In addition to that, the Chat GPT, you got like just the other little AI stuff like Alexa and Siri and all that. You literally just speak into your phone or you speak into your device, and it goes ahead and answers some of your questions. Where normally in the past I would have to go to Google and this and that. Now you just speak into something really quickly, get your answer, and I can see that also disrupting
That's the future. That's how it will be, IP. So a lot of people will be bringing on-chain IP. The Disneys, the Marvels, you're going to be seeing more of that. Like, chatbots are going to evolve from what they used to be to literally, AI assistants that is guiding you through your entire daily process. Like if when you turn on a PlayStation, the little bot, I forgot his name, but the reality is like that's the future. You know what I mean? People having guiding assistants and stuff like that.
And one last thing I wanted to say before I head out in a few. So I'm definitely I'm actually personally invested in some different AI projects. I already mentioned to you the GPU.net, and different things like that. And I actually have some different AI agent things that can kind of collaborate together and stuff. So I'd be interested to have that discussion. I know y'all are into AI as well. So
we're going to be doing a show on it. We're going to be doing a big deep dive show on it. We're going to talk about the logistics of it, how it really works, walk people through the process of it, what it is we're trying to do. For us, it's all about content creators. It's all about giving people tools that they need in order to succeed.
And I'll keep you updated on it. Like I said, some of the stuff is still being rolled out, but I've already approached a couple people. I deal with partnerships, and bringing people together and stuff. So I have not only because I do the partnerships with A-Star Degens, I'm also in different groups such as VC groups and stuff like that. So I see a lot of new projects that are coming out and different ideas and collaborations, and I'm able to sometimes in my head kind of connect certain dots. I think what might work together, but that's kind of
I appreciate it.
I'll throw that out there.
Well, before we go, I want to give you guys a final thought because we're approaching up on the hour. Go ahead, Elon. Do you have any?
I just want to tell Vad that I want to learn more about what you're doing. So maybe we'll connect after the space.
Yeah, absolutely. I gotta head out, but definitely we'll just set up a time where me and you could talk, and talk about some different things, and
that'd be great.
Keep you up to date on some things that I've come across.
Listen, guys, always cooking, man. We always cooking over here, connecting the dots, let's shaking hands. The reality is this is how it grows, man. Little by little, we're getting there. I just want to thank everybody who tuned in today. We had a lot of people, so I appreciate all the support from all you guys. Please, man, take some time out of your day. It doesn't take much. You just click on a link. Go check out what A-Star Degens is doing. Go check out what NFT Bridges is doing. It's pretty simple, guys. You go down there, you click the link. If you like what you see, support them. It doesn't take much. Supporting people is free, man. At the end of the day, you want to spread some love. So until next time, guys, tune in, and we'll talk soon.